Hello people, welcome back to another video. I thought I'd do another food video just to keep you people ticking over. Right, so what I want to do today is beef keema, which is minced beef. So what you're going to need for this is onions. Now I'm using these spring onions or scallion, whichever you call them. Normally you use yellow onions for this, but you know, I've got these in the house and I like the taste of the spring onion when it's mixed in the keema. I prefer that taste. So I'm going to be using these, and we have some whole spices. So we have some black peppercorns, we have some cloves, we have green cardamom, a cinnamon stick. Then we have our ground spices, which are our turmeric, our coriander, our chili powder, and our garam masala. I like to add peas as well to this, so I'm putting peas in. We've got tomatoes, then we've got our garlic and ginger, which I've already mashed down. So, like I said, not everybody uses spring onions. In fact, most people don't use spring onions, but I like to use them. So we'll chop these up first and get these in the pan. And chop these up nice and fine as well, because you find a lot of the time with spring onions, they don't break down like normal onions do. Normal onions break down really well, so but these ones, they obviously spring onions or scallion, they don't break down as well. So just cut these up quite fine. Chop my damn thumb off where I'm going. Yeah, so you just want to cut these quite fine, not too. So with the yellow onion, you can get away with cutting them a bit bigger. But these, because they don't break down, especially the green parts of the spring onion, they don't break down really that well. But it does give the keema a different taste. I do like the taste of keema. I haven't had keema for a good while, I think. It's been a few months since I've made this. But I find that with the spring onions, it does give it this really deep taste. I sound a bit out of breath. It's because of my asthma's playing up a bit today. But no excuse not to make a video, right? So the white parts of the onion are not too bad. So get some olive oil into the wok. About 6 tablespoons of olive oil. What we want to do with this, we want to put our whole spices in first. So we've got our black peppercorns, so we need about 8 to 10 of them. This is based on 1 kilogram of ground beef. And we've got 4 cloves and 4 green cardamom, and just the 1 cinnamon stick because it's about 2 inches long, so it's a decent enough size. So when that oil heats up, we just want to put our whole spices in first, just to give them a couple of minutes. I've also got some mint, fresh mint out of the garden that we'll use later. Okay. When the oil starts to smoke a little bit, you know it's ready for the whole spices. So we want to bring them in. Our cloves, black peppercorns, green cardamom, and our cinnamon stick. So that's how that's looking right now. Just give them a couple of minutes. I mean, keema is always good. You can have it with roti, you can have it with naan, you can have it with rice. And like I said in the other videos, if you don't like spicy food, just put less spice in. It's simple. Okay, so next we want our onion. We'll slap that straight in the pan. There goes my cinnamon stick flying out of the pan. That smells good, man. That smells great already. Yeah, check that out. So nice. I mean, sometimes you can have peas to this, which I'm going to do today, and sometimes you can have potatoes. I haven't got any potatoes in, so I'm not going to do potatoes today. If you want, you can have potatoes in. Just make sure your potatoes are small so they cook properly. We'll turn the heat up on the onions for a little bit. And we've got a little bit of salt as well, salt and pepper just to taste. You don't need too much. Like I said, the peas are optional and the potatoes, but potatoes is almost a different meal really. Tomatoes, you normally need about 4 medium-sized tomatoes. These are just the smaller plum tomatoes, so just use a few more of these extra. We'll just cut these up while we're waiting for the onions to cook. There we go. Okay, let's have a look. See, onions looking good. So they're just starting to soften and just go slightly brown. And when they start to soften and go slightly brown, you want to turn the heat down a little bit. And that's when you want to add our ground beef. like it says for this, there's a kilogram of ground beef. And if you want to just have a little bit less, just half the ingredients. So instead of using a kilogram of ground beef, just use 500 grams. So that's our ground beef here, which is looking like this right now. So we're going to let that cook, and I will come back to you in a second. Okay, so our keema is just starting to brown off now, which is just what we want. And what you do, if the keema is not browning off too quickly, you can just empty some of the juices out and put them into a bowl. And then once the keema starts to brown, then you can add those juices back in. So now we got our keema, it's starting to brown. We can add our garlic and ginger. You can use garlic paste or ginger paste, or you can use the frozen cubes, or you can just use fresh. So if you're using fresh, you just want about an inch long piece of ginger and about 6 garlic cloves. I love garlic, so I can stick a whole bulb of garlic in, so but usually about 6 cloves is enough. Yeah, I can smell the garlic now, really good. Now we've got our garlic in, let's give that a couple of seconds. I forgot to mention you've got a little bit of tomato paste as well, which can go in with the tomatoes. Okay, now but at that stage you want to add our whole spices in. So we've got our turmeric or haldi, and you need about a teaspoon of that. Teaspoon to 3/4 of a teaspoon, depending on how much keema you're going to make. Because we're making a kilogram, so you add 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, a teaspoon of garam masala, and this is half a teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder. And it's quite spicy, so there's only half a teaspoon in that. But as I said, you can just add more spice or just put less in. To be honest, what I do is I add less spice and then taste it, because if I want more spice, then I can always add a little bit of extra. Where if you put too much chili powder in, then you pretty much bug it up, because once it's too spicy and it's no good. So you've got that coloured in now. The colouring is mainly from the turmeric. A little bit of black pepper. And a little bit of salt. Now this is Himalayan sea salt, but you don't have to add that. You just use normal table salt. Normal table salt is fine. Not only okay, now we can add our tomatoes in. and our tomato paste. About 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, and about 4 tomatoes, medium-sized tomatoes. I've added a bit extra in because I like that tomatoey taste in the keema. Give that a good mix. Just try and break those tomatoes in if you can. Break it down. Smash them up a little bit. The cinnamon stick you can always remove at the end as well, you don't have to keep that in. It's mixing well. Amazing. Then we can add our peas. Usually petit pois peas, they're great. And peas, just add as many as you like. Perfect. This is looking good. Whether it tastes good is another issue. I'm sure it will. I'm not the best cook on the planet, but I have a go. I don't think Gordon Ramsay's going to see me as a threat just yet. I'll just give that a couple of minutes and we can add our juices back in that I removed earlier just to brown the meat off. Beautiful. Adding those juices back in just gives it that really deep taste. And if you don't want that, especially if you're using beef or lamb, and if you don't want that really meaty taste, then drain the juices off and just keep the juices out. Then it doesn't get taste so meaty. Amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing, I tell you. Just give that a couple of minutes. These little things are handy to put your spices in when you cook it. I mean, normally when I'm cooking, I don't really bother with measuring. I just kind of know what I'm doing, so I just do it myself. Obviously, for the purposes of the video and helping you guys out, I'll just show you how to measure it. That's looking good. So we're pretty much done. Couple more minutes. Let me just grab a spoon and taste. Oh hell yeah! Jeez, that's good. maybe a little bit more salt. Yeah. Let me get a new spoon. Just mix that up. And that, my friends, is how you make beef keema. But before we go, what we'll do is I just want to add just a few jalapenos just for garnishing. Beautiful. That'll do. And then just cut a bit of this fresh mint out of the garden. And just roughly cut the mint on top. And you can use the stems as well. Perfecto. Amazing. And that, my buddies, is how you make a nice beef keema. Check it out. So all the ingredients are in the video, and as I said, if you want to make a smaller portion, just use 500 grams and just put in the ingredients that you need. So just cut the ingredients in half if you're going to use 500 grams. But this is for a kilogram, so there you go. And what a beautiful keema that is. Perfect. So hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, because it really helps me out, it really does. And we want to get the video up and running, the channel up and running as much as we can. So with your support, I'd appreciate it. Okay, thanks peeps. See you all later.